So how you get him's kind of how you lose him. The cheating guy and the girl he's cheating with all at a party. I would like you to stop emotionally abusing me, but a steak dinner wouldn't be bad. You know what I mean? Ignore the deodorant stains, but listen, I was cheated on, okay? And as someone who's been cheated on, what's going on Vanderpump Rules right now, whether or not you watch the show, let's talk about it, because this is nuts. I'm gonna do my makeup while we talk. Burt's Bees Goodness Glow Hydrating and Illuminating Primer. So if you don't watch Vanderpump, I don't even know where to start in this, because I started watching like these Bravo shows in 2020 when I was going through my breakup. Like, I actively avoided Housewives because there was such a culture around it. What is that? Anyways, now I've seen all the Housewives, I'm obsessed with Bravo. I don't want to watch anything unless Andy Cohen has a reunion for it at the end. Petition to have Andy Cohen do Love is Blind reunions, because Vanessa and Nick, if I have to hear your story one more time, which is not interesting, I've heard it 17 times, I can't even remember. I think she gave you an ultimatum or something. Worst reunions of all time. Still trying to figure out my shade in this NYX blur. I tried medium on its own the other day, so I'm gonna mix medium and medium neutral together today and see what happens. But basically, Tom Sandoval is cake. But he's one of the main kind of characters on this show. He's been with the same girl for like 5 years, 6 years or something. Her name is Ariana, and she's very much like independent woman vibes. She doesn't plan on having kids. She's, you know, she didn't really want to have kids. She's not really that interested in marriage. And anyways, they've been together for a long time, but they got together because when Tom had a girlfriend. So how you get him's kind of how you lose them. It's not untrue. There's certain things that you hear about relationships that are like bullshit, but there's certain things that you hear that are like really true. Like the issues in the beginning or the issues in the end, that kind of thing. But how you get them is how you lose them. So they ended up kissing at the Golden Nugget in Vegas. Apparently they only kissed. He vehemently denied it forever and then called his ex-girlfriend crazy. And sure, his ex was a little wild, you know what I mean? But he gave her plenty of reason to be wild as well. And she's since matured and grown from it. He's still at the same thing. So he ends up with this new girl, Ariana, and they seem relatively happy. Of all the couples, I mean, again, we're dealing with people in LA who are in reality television. You know, it is what it is to some degree. But they seem to have, like, to me, she always seemed a little bit annoyed by him. He is annoying. He seems egotistical. I don't like him at all, but like, she was into him. I'm like, okay, you know, whatever floats your boat. You know, not everybody's for everybody. Not everybody likes me, and they sure tell me that. So, anyways, there's rumors then, shortly after Tom and Ariana get together, that he has cheated on her with another girl. Was it Miami Girl, I think? Which, in hindsight, he definitely did. And of course, these are real people with real lives. Listen, I am somebody who was cheated on and then had strangers in my DMs who I'd never spoken to before asking me where my boyfriend was before I even said he got the boot. So, I feel for like having all eyes on you. But anyways, this Tom Sandoval guy yesterday did an interview with Howie Mandel. I didn't watch the full interview because I'm not giving Howie or Tom my time. It's completely irrelevant and Howie doesn't know anything about it, so therefore he can't be held accountable. And the way that this man spoke on the podcast was so upsetting. He was essentially blaming Ariana, we've heard it 1,000 times before, for a lack of intimacy in the relationship, and is saying that you know, he needed connection and blah blah blah. All of his reasons for cheating, and then his reasons for not breaking up with her were her mental health. So instead, he breaks up with her after cheating on her for 7 months on Valentine's Day. Yeah, I'm sure you're really looking out for her mental health. I had an ex who said, not the same thing, but couldn't have told me in a worse way. Couldn't have told me in a worse way. A way that was so traumatizing, that was so horrible, that I'm still dealing with it. My nervous system will probably never be the same again. And like, joke's on me for playing Sims all the time and always having my characters cheat, and like, you know, in television shows and stuff, it's always like sexy affairs and stuff, but in reality, it is not fun at all. It's not sexy. It's horrible. It's selfish, and it causes a lot of damage. I'm living proof. So to watch all of this play out and to watch him be so horrible, and I don't want to diminish, you know, get into the situation where I'm like completely diminishing the other party here, the other woman. But to me, it feels like this man is almost 40, first of all. Also, I just used Urban Decay Quickie Glossier. Yeah, that's all so far. He's almost 40 years old. The girl he cheated on her with was like early 20s and is very much, you know, people constantly call her a bimbo, doe-eyed, etc., etc. So I feel like what this guy wants is a fan, and his girlfriend was never going to be a fan. She wanted a partner and to be an equal. And I'm sure people will blame her for, you know, being with a guy that she, you know, she was the other woman with first. And that's, you know, conversation for another day perhaps, but the way he was like justifying was absolutely so annoying. It's just so crazy. And it's so hard because I'm watching the show now and you're getting to see these moments in hindsight. And I have these own moments in my relationship where because I recorded my entire life and outside of what I put on my YouTube channel, I record, it's genuine to me. So I had so many private videos with my ex, not those kind of videos, of just like sort of daily vlog little things that I was like so excited to be able to look back on. And now I look back and I look in my own eyes at the innocence and the naivety, and I feel sad to look at myself, and I look at him and I try and see the dishonesty and betrayal in his eyes. That's what I do. You know what I mean? It's like sad and deep, but it's true. And it's such a weird feeling. Oh my god. New Revlon bronzer. I haven't even used this. I was like wondering if it's my shade or not. But it's like watching it now, there's literally a clip, the cheating guy and the girl he's cheating with, all at a party, or all at an event with his actual girlfriend. And he's being super weird with the girl he's cheating with because she just kissed his best friend. So it's like, was she trying to make Tom jealous? His name is also Tom. There's two Toms. His name is, so it's like, was she trying to make Tom jealous? And then he's actually seeming jealous in front of his girlfriend. His girlfriend's like, why are you talking about Raquel? Why are you talking about Raquel? And to have to watch it knowing what's coming is so hard to watch. And my hot take on this is men get away with so much. If I'm gonna draw that line. Because his best friend, in my opinion, is like one of those puppy dog, can do no wrong, he doesn't know any better, like Cole on Love is Blind, and gets away with everything while this other guy's ex-wife, so Tom Schwartz and Katie is who I'm talking about if you watch the show. This guy's like super lovable, quote-unquote puppy dog, etc. His wife gets the brunt of it time and time and time again, no matter what she does. So she's like, hey, we're getting a divorce, we're all a group of friends, I would really love it if you didn't hook up with anybody within our group of friends. I think that's a reasonable ask, even though you're getting divorced, even though you're getting separated, whatever. People are commenting being like, how dare she dictate, da da da, and I'm like, please, as if you wouldn't. Especially if you're on a television show together, guys. I don't know if we're all like forgetting that. And then this girl, who's the other woman, goes and kisses Tom Schwartz, Tom Sandoval, and then they have people telling this woman who was with the guy for 12 years to be like, oh my god, like, don't tell him what to do. Like, I'm like, can you guys have any compassion, any empathy? As if this girl Sheena wouldn't lose her mind if anyone came near any of her exes. She's the most, I feel for her. She seems incredibly insecure and has like self-awareness but doesn't want to do anything, some self-awareness but doesn't want to do anything about it. And those type of people are really hard for me because they're on bad behavior all the time. I'm like, I didn't know any better, I didn't have any intent, but will lose it if you even came close to doing something similar. No accountability, my biggest pet peeve. Hey, there's always that thing where like the other woman always gets it, and like I'm not saying that like the other woman in these situations, if you have knowledge that you're not dead wrong, that's not what's in question. Like, we can multitask here. I can be mad at multiple people. I'm gonna use this new Urban Decay Smiley palette. And I think this lack of intimacy thing is such a common excuse for people in relationships. But I venture to ask, if you're able to go cheat on your partner, what have you done to make it intimate? Because I used to have this conversation with my ex all the time. He would love to say this kind of stuff to me. You know, and I'd be like, can you be nicer to me? You know, like, what do I have to take you on for a steak dinner? And I'd be like, well, no, I'm not asking you to take me for a steak dinner. I would like you to stop emotionally abusing me, but a steak dinner wouldn't be bad. You know what I mean? It's like, I joke about it now, but it's not funny, is it? That's how I cope. It's sort of healthy, sort of not. Some people don't always take me seriously because everything I say is a joke, but it's a girl to do, you know? But it's like, I question what he was doing, and back to like the cheating and whatever. This relationship, in my opinion, was doomed from the start when she expressed having no interest in getting married and having kids, and he was like, we'll see about that. I hate that so much. And then it's like, oh my god, what happened to the relationship? Men and women both do this. This is not, you know, a gendered thing in that sense. You hear it all the time from women too, of like, he'll change his mind, or after we get married, or things will be different. People are who they are, and people will love to be like, my parents met in 30 days and they've been married for 30 years. Do you want their marriage? Do you like how your dad treats your mom? Do you like how your mom treats your dad? Are they still together? You know, people couldn't get divorces because women didn't have bank accounts and stuff. Not because grandma was so happy with grandpa. Like, we love to talk about life being a highlight reel, and I think we know that the group of women, or the group of people in the world that are the happiest, aren't they like single childless women? And it's like, this guy wanted to change her, and he wanted a fan, and she was never going to be his fan. And this guy doesn't even deserve fans. But like, that's why he's going for a younger girl. He's almost 40. He's not going for you because you're so mature. He's going for you because you haven't gone through your major trauma yet to develop your don't fuck with me. And he's probably going to be your major trauma. So welcome. We'll see you on the other side. And to hear him say on this podcast things like, oh, it was so magnetic when I kissed Raquel for the first time. I'm pretty sure shortly after his girlfriend's dog had died and her grandma had also passed away. And he was like, it was a dark time for me. Oh my god, guys, men, find something else to do with your dark time. Find something else. It's like so annoying. I'm like, do you think that people didn't hit on me in the 7 years we were together? I had plenty of opportunity, and I would have absolutely never done it because I love you and I care about you, and I know that what that would do to you. You know, I was with someone who was just so selfish that, you know, they thought I'd never find out, and they just didn't really care, obviously. And it's really hard not to turn around. I literally, like, when I was going through and I was watching these, like, Christian affair videos, just trying to, like, make it through, trying to cope. This guy had cheated on his wife and then became, like, an affair specialist. It was my dark time. That's what I did. And he had cheated on his wife named Samantha, so that was triggering and fun. But, the one good thing that I got out of those videos was this concept of assumed similarities. And this was very healing for me. And I think this is something that's really, really important because love is an action, in my opinion. It's also a feeling. But there's a lot of people in your life who you will love and who will love you, who will hurt you deeply. And just because they love you and they say they love you doesn't mean that they can love you in a way that you feel loved. I've been in relationships and you know, out of my big long-term relationship and been dating someone and been like, this doesn't feel like love. You cannot tell me otherwise. That's up for me to decide. I know that you might be doing your best. I know that you love me, but you are also hurting me, right? And this idea of unconditional love is like, sure, love can be unconditional. My relationship to you cannot be unconditional. I cannot be a punching bag. I cannot be, you know, whatever it is. And I don't want to come on here seeming like, you know, super petty and trying to like call somebody's name down to the dirt, but you also get to a point as well where you realize I'm not shaming you. What you did was shameful. I'm just saying what you did. I'm not slandering you, right? And listen, we have all done things that we regret, but my thing is about accountability and change, acknowledgement. I got into that relationship when I was super young. And I didn't know what I wanted. And all of those like typical signs of cheating, there was none of them, right? So I didn't know. And you do what you can with the information you have. And if you've ever been cheated on, you know, some people bounce back really well. Others don't. And I'm in the latter. I, you know, am still struggling with it so deeply due to trauma from my own childhood, due to the relationship itself that shouldn't, like, cheating aside, I should have dumped him years ago. There's so much. Like, hindsight is 20/20, and you just have to tell yourself that you did what you could with the information that you had and you loved them. That's the big one. My therapist would be like, well, do you love him? I'd be like, yeah. But I didn't love myself. That was the kicker. And the worst part was that I already had such low self-esteem in the relationship that being cheated on gave me even lower self-esteem. Oh my god, did I even tell you the concept of assumed similarities? Did I get off track? I'm so sorry. Assumed similarities essentially means that I was like, how could you love me if you did this to me? I love you, therefore I would have never done it to you. But essentially that concept means that I'm assuming that his version of love is the same as mine. Maybe he doesn't have the same capacity. Maybe they don't have the same toolbox as me. And again, that's not giving excuses, it's just being realistic, because that's why not every relationship will work. Some people will call you an asshole, other people will love you. We're all meant to find particular people to surround ourselves with, right? But I had to come to that peace with myself of like, you know, because I was like, what was the point? What was the point of 7 years? Why do we even do this, right? And I mean, I still feel that way. I don't really get the point. I'm like, you could have been out doing all that for free. You know what I mean? Leave me out of it. But I really felt like coming out of that, like, oh my god, I already felt bad enough about myself. Now who's gonna want me now that I'm really damaged goods coming with all this baggage? I'm also not a full believer of like, you have to love yourself before you love somebody else. Like, there's certain things that, in my opinion, will only heal in relationships because they're relationship wounds. That's not to say that somebody else has to come in and heal you, but there's certain things, there's damage that occurs in a relationship that can be healed in another relationship. But no one is gonna come and save you. That I had to make peace with. Anyways, here's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me. And if you'd like to see more of these videos, be sure to let me know. I'm happy to chat about anything Bravo related. And I love talking relationships too. So if you have anything that you want to leave in the description, you want me to chat about in my next video, be sure to let me know. But as always, if you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!